Welcome back to my video, guys, and today we're back with a special video and a special interview with Next Games. And as you know, we have a new community manager at Next Games, Lexia, and she's been with us for a couple of months now. And I believe you guys have seen her from the new update video that Next Games posted on the YouTube channel regarding the new big updates in No Man's Land, and Flux did introduce her, and now she's here with me. So it's really cool to have this interview, and I've been looking forward to this because I've been trying to sort of organize it for the last 2 months. So it's really cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, here it is. Alright, guys, this is Lexia, the latest community manager at NG4, the Walking Dead No Man's Land, and she's gonna take it away now, introduce herself.
Thank you so much. So I think probably most of you have already gotten the chance to see me on the latest update video. I've kind of also been talking with some of you as well on the forums and so on. But yeah, so I joined Next Games a few months ago, and yeah, I've been really having a good time and kind of getting to know all the people and everything behind the scenes and so on. So I'm really excited to do this interview as well, to share a little bit more on NML and what's going on and so on.
Awesome, I'm really excited. Let's get this going. So the first question, it's a really interesting question because we know that the show is coming to an end. We know that the final season is about to air in 1 month's time, in August 22nd, and then the show is supposed to end next year. So what's gonna happen to this game, which is based on the TV show, once the actual TV show ends? What can we expect to happen?
Well, I'd say just generally speaking, it will have quite little impact on NML's development. So AMC has already kind of expressed to us that they are ready to support the brand and the game beyond Season 11. Not to mention, Season 11 goes until 2023, and they have other franchise plans as well. So the Walking Dead universe is growing, and I'd say possibilities along with that as well. So let's see.
Awesome, I'm really excited. I hope this game doesn't die because there's still a lot of opportunity for this game, I believe. Even though it's been out for, what is it, six years now? I think 2015. It's been quite a while. For a mobile game, I know it's not like a console game. But let's move on to the next question, and this is another interesting question because sort of like the last few updates, you guys have been improving some of the old heroes. You've made them better by improving their leader trait, like Negan. Negan is probably my favorite, one of my favorite characters right now in the game because his leader trait is amazing and I love him. But is there any plans to sort of like reworking heroes that doesn't necessarily require to just make them powerful because of their leader trait, but you know, or charge points, something different, a new way to power up the heroes or make them better than they are right now?
Well, charge points are a quite big piece of the game since the beginning. We have taken a few steps away, with charge attacks now being 1 per survivor per turn. We also introduced supports that don't affect charge points. As for leader traits, we may or may not introduce leader traits that are not too focused on charge points. But while nothing is certain, we will definitely explore the possibilities.
Great, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So moving on to the next question. This game, in a way, you guys have a couple of stats for the players. I think you have like walkers killed, raiders killed, stars, all-time stars collected, but these stats have been here for like forever. Like we have not seen any new sort of stats in terms of like rankings or even achievements for guilds or more single player like personal stats for your account. Are there any plans to sort of add more stats so that maybe people can flex or show off better or how much they have achieved?
We have discussed it before, and we kind of also have some ideas, but at the moment, no kind of current timeline for when something might be introduced and done in the game. So not out of the question for sure. So again, let's see what the future brings.
Okay. So next question is regarding Guild Wars, and Guild Wars is obviously a hot topic right now. You guys have been trying to improve it as it wasn't that successful, I think, regarding the server side of things before. But anyway, in terms of stats on the actual Guild Wars, are you guys planning to add more stats for players than the stats we have right now, or is that something you don't really want to focus right now, but really focus on actually making the feature more playable to the people rather than adding new stats to it?
The statistics specifically, it's not something that is kind of currently in our roadmap for the game, but we will continue working on Guild Wars for sure.
Okay. And now the other thing is recruiting, and recruiting is, I think it's a really hard thing in the game. I know you guys added like external guild links you can add and send to other social media channels, but the actual in-game recruitments, is there any way, or are you guys planning to sort of improve how guilds can advertise if they're looking for more people? Because I think that's an issue right now, if it's not.
Possibly. So it's also one thing that we have discussed before. Again, we don't have anything specific yet, but players are more than welcome to share some wants or needs on the forums with us if they have some, for sure.
Okay. Now the next question is quite an interesting one, because I'm a big fan of the individual campaigns, and obviously we now have the current campaign with the Obsidian Reaper and the Lux Mace bruiser weapon. And sort of like, are you guys planning to keep these campaigns only for single players, so you collecting your tokens by yourself, or potentially we can expect something in the future like your guild collects tokens all together to unlock rewards together, like in this same format, but more like playing with your teammates to collect tokens together, as opposed to just playing for yourself and...
Yeah, this was actually a quite interesting idea that we did like. So we haven't planned anything, but we have noted this for future discussions.
Okay, because that would be quite interesting. Something more than just playing, like unlocking rewards together. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really interesting. Like, I really like the question as well. Okay, moving on to the next question. So a couple of years ago, actually, you were not here during that time when this happened, but one of the old community managers, they mentioned something about a trait that they called double tap back in the day when it was announced. But basically, I think that trait never made it to the live build, so they never added it to the game. And I think people just wanted to know what is the situation with it. Are we actually gonna see it ever in the game, or you just guys scrap the idea because maybe you won't even know because you weren't here, maybe. I don't know. If you know, you can tell us something.
So yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and kind of straight go into what the trait description said. So for double tap, in short, after killing an enemy, you gain an X amount of percentage chance to take a second shot against a random enemy. Unfortunately, the trait had some implementation problems and quite a lot of bugs. So this is why the trait was never released. Not forgotten, but not sure if it's something that will come out sometime in the future. Let's see.
Speaking of a chance to hit a second time, I feel like Yumiko's leader trait is really close to it in a way, because like if a ranged survivor doesn't die, the enemy doesn't die, then other people get to shoot as well. In a way, it's kind of like not exactly the same, but a really like kind of similar mechanic in a way. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So we won't see this.
That's
trait.
true. Yeah.
Now, this question is more, I guess, about you. But are you the first community female the first female community manager for this game.
Yeah, so first female community manager for No Man's Land, so yes, but not the only one at Next Games, so we do have other female community managers here as well.
Awesome, nice. Okay, so now moving to two questions regarding the forums, and the forums are obviously a big part of this community. Before, we used to have these forum badges where, for instance, we complete a seasonal missions, you post a picture and boom, you get a badge, or there were like bunch of like forum events that could give you badges that made forum interactions more interesting and more common. Do you guys plan to sort of bring this back to the forums, or is this something that you kind of decided to let go and just move on?
It hasn't been let go. When it comes to forum badges, not the easiest to work with, to be honest, but I will promise to look into it.
Okay, that's nice. I mean, the final season is starting, so I guess we can expect some seasonal missions. We definitely want those badges coming back by then.
That might be a good option, yeah. Sure.
Okay. So this is a question which I didn't know we even did not have any female hero bruisers, but do you think NMO is ever gonna get a female hero bruiser?
I have no idea. I'm definitely not against the idea. When it comes to what or who or when, who knows? Maybe Judith Grimes, who is in good hands with Michonne, maybe she will grow up to become a top-notch bruiser. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities, so who knows?
Nice. Next question is now, last year, again, you were not here, great rhyming, but last year we had this dream challenge that they, I think Flux was running, sort of where people were submitting their own maps. They were literally designing their own maps, and I think that was quite fun because then people saw these maps in the game, and they actually get to play them every once in a while now when the rotation of those maps comes in. And we had, I think, 2 updates, one in October, one in December, which introduced like I think total of 12 maps, which was really nice. And are you guys planning to sort of do a part 2 or like a continuation of this where more people can submit more maps so you can guys add them to the game later in the year or even next year? I don't know.
Like just in general sense, forum events, I'm definitely interested in helping organize some for the forum or just generally the community. I'm not quite sure when, but kind of something in the line of the dream challenge would be really awesome. But I think let's kind of see how the busy summer goes. But if kind of I get to decide, it would be kind of nice to have something planned for later this year.
Okay, nice. And the final question, now looking into the future, a lot of people are still playing, even though they've been playing for years and years. Some of them are still maybe, I think, playing even from like the very old days, so when the game came out in 2015. But what can we sort of expect, let's just say theoretically 5 years down the road? I'm not even sure you guys have such a big map or in a way, but like what can we expect sort of even like next year or the years to come for the game?
Well, 5 years is a long time for sure, so hard to say anything specific. Our aim is still to listen to player feedback, and of course, well, player feedback can change over time as well. Of course, we want to keep the game interesting, whether it be improving things that already exist in the game or introducing some new things. I kind of feel like the previous or latest update is a good example of that. So kind of, well, in this case, we introduced a new game mode. We introduced new unit types to be used in combat. But at the same time, we also kind of improved some visualizations in combat and kind of notifications and so on. So I'd say it's a good combination of both of those, and kind of depending on what people are looking for or kind of wishing for. But yeah, 5 years, long time. So let's see what the future brings.
Great. And that's sort of the last question. Now, do you have anything else that you want to say before we sort of wrap this up? Anything that people should be looking forward to in the near future? I know we have the last stand coming in the game, which would be, I guess, something new and more exciting. I know I've personally played. I do play the Our World, which is the other mobile game for Walking Dead you guys have, but it's a similar concept with their tournament modes. But obviously this one has special here units like that you guys incorporated, which sounds really interesting. But do you have anything else that you want to say just before we wrap this up?
Well, I think kind of final question summed it up quite well. Otherwise, I'm just generally really happy to be part of No Man's Land and the team, and I'm really enjoying talking with all the players and being connected with everybody and kind of reading all the stuff that people are talking about and so on. And I'm just kind of be here for as long as possible and help out as much as I can. But yeah. It's been really nice. I'm looking forward to everything that is yet to come.
Great. And that's gonna wrap up this interview with Lexia, and she's been thanks actually a lot for coming in today. I know it's been a while. We've been planning this for quite some time, maybe since May or so. I don't know, it's been a while, but I'm glad this actually finally happened. And hopefully people are more excited to communicate with you, because you're kind of like really open, I guess, and you know, you have like good attitude towards things, like you're really into it, you know. So I think people get that. So like I think that's quite nice. But yeah, that's gonna do it. And thanks again for coming on this interview. And I hope to see you around forums or Slack or whenever, or the YouTube videos for the future updates. And yeah, all right.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I was really glad to do this interview. So let's see when we'll have the next one.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Then have a great day and have a great summer holidays, and all the best to you. And I'll see you later.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.